Hey guys, Pete here again, what's up? So, you know on Cisco switches how you can use the command interface range to configure multiple interfaces at once. You know, for example, to add them to a port channel or add a description to a bunch of interfaces at once. You can do the same in Junos too. Some people are confused, you know, about it. Like how does it work? Is it even possible? Because it doesn't work, you know, to type set interface range or interface this or that. We'll use a command called the wildcard range, and I'll show you guys how that works. It's pretty easy once you get a hang of it, and it will improve your workflow for sure. But first, some coffee. Oh yeah. Alright, let's go. So here is the switch I used in my previous video about the EX2300 password recovery. As you can see, it's even called root still. Didn't do anything with it yet. So let's start here. We are in operational mode here. So we will do show interface first, just to have a look at the interfaces on the switch. You can see that this is a 12-port switch. And let's say we want to add the first 10 interfaces into or let's make the first interfaces access ports, for example. So just to show you that there is no configuration yet, you can see they are all having the default config here. Yeah, see default storm control and layer 2, like switch port basically in Cisco. No config on the ports whatsoever. So let's get started. So the first thing we do here, we'll enter configuration mode either by typing configure or let's do edit for a change. Alright. So instead of doing the usual set interface GE000 unit 0 family Ethernet switching interface mode access, for example, we're gonna do it like this instead. Let's roll back now first, roll back 0 to go back to the previously saved configuration prior to any changes. And then we'll do it like this. We'll type wildcard range set interface GE0 0, and now instead of typing 0 or 1 or whatever, we're gonna use brackets here, and we're gonna do 0 to 9 and close bracket unit 0 family Ethernet switching interface mode access. Now I will show you here what it does. This bracket here, that basically means that this command set interfaces here is like usual, keep it like GE0/0, and then this is like a range basically. That's why we're using wildcard range here, you can see. So basically in the range 0 to 9 on this, in this section within the brackets of this command, apply the following statement basically. So on everything, on all interfaces from 0 to 9, apply this config. And you'll see when we do a show pipe compare, sorry if it sounded confusing what I said, but just let me know if you need me to elaborate or whatever. Just leave a comment down below. So you can see here with show pipe compare, you can see the changes that are going to take effect once we commit. So these are the first 10 interfaces. They'll all get the access mode added to them. And then as usual, best practice is always to do a commit check to make sure that your syntaxes are correct. And then you should do a commit. Now of course it's always good to do a commit confirmed as well, but I'm very sure of the changes that I'm doing. They're not going to interrupt any production environments or anything like that. So I'm fine with a regular commit. But in general, you know, you should use commit confirmed and a comment as well. Never commit without a comment, really, especially in production. Alright, so that's pretty simple. There isn't really anything else I need to show you. The same principle applies to any set statements, to be honest. We can look at the interfaces here and you'll see that we have added access mode to the interfaces here. Now, in Juniper, you don't need interface mode access here as a statement in order to make it an access port. You'll just make sure you have family Ethernet switching, which makes it an L2 port, and then you can already start applying VLANs to it. There is no need to do interface mode access here. Alright, so because it'll by default be an access port as soon as you add one VLAN to it. In fact, if you try to add a second VLAN, it'll complain that access ports can only have one VLAN, even without this command. This is probably some legacy thing just to make, you know, Cisco people more familiar with how Juniper works, I guess. Alright. So yeah, the same principle applies basically with the wildcard range set. It works for all set statements, and also if you want to delete. So we can, for example, say wildcard range delete interface GE00 0 to 4. Let's do the first 5 interfaces. Let's delete them completely, or let's delete the unit 0 information on them then, and then we'll do a show compare. You will see here it deletes all the information about the interfaces, and then we'll go ahead and commit that. Okay, and then we get an error. Okay, so GE000 is not enabled for Ethernet switching. So let's have a look at that. What does that mean? It means the port itself, interface GE000, is completely deleted. So it will not accept that configuration. Because basically it will say, you know, it doesn't exist, right? So we can do rollback 0 there to revert the changes that we were about to do. You see when I do show compare here, you'll see there's nothing here. So what that means, it means that the whole interface is deleted, right? So that means it won't even show up when you do show interface GE000. It will say interface does not exist. But these other interfaces here that have some information on them, they will show up. Alright, so let's just do it for a couple interfaces. You'll get it. It's very simple, right? So let's do 1 to 4 then. Let's do commit check. If everything looks okay. Okay, now it complains it for all of them. Let's have a look. Alright, let's look at the configuration here, because we get the same error for all of them. Okay, that's interesting. So sorry guys, so I wasn't reading the error properly. It's complaining from the rapid spanning tree. Right, so basically what happens here is as soon as you remove the family Ethernet switching, the layer 2 statement from under the interface, then RSTP will complain, hey, I can't find the interface configured as an L2 port. Why are you telling me to include it in the RSTP configuration? So we can look at the protocols RSTP here. See, they're added here. So basically, as soon as we remove the family Ethernet switching statement from the interface, then RSTP will complain that hey, why are you adding these interfaces here as the spanning tree interfaces when they don't even have L2 config on them. So now we get another opportunity to use the wildcard range here. RSTP interface GE00. You see, so the thing here is like, I don't want to cut these things out because I think, you know, it's always valuable for everyone to learn these things. Even when I do mistakes, I want to show them so you guys can troubleshoot them. See, now the commit check was fine. So we solved that problem, and I hope you learned something else too. So yeah, so I enjoyed showing you guys this. It's really handy thing to know. There are loads of other commands that will help your workflow too. Let me know if you want me to make videos about anything else, any labs or, you know, troubleshooting or these kind of things. Okay guys, Pete out. See you next time.